Welcome back to Hammock Radio. I'm Jason, KTSG, and today we're going to do something a little different. Um, I've got like a whole bag of wire antennas that I want to test out and see what they look like. And of course, I'm here at my favorite spot at Delaware State Park. This is probably the last nice week we'll have before winter gets here. It's supposed to be like 40s and rainy from here on out. So it's about 69, 70 right now and partly sunny. So I'm going to enjoy it and play some radio. But like I said, I want to test out a bunch of these wire antennas that I have and not so much see which one's the best, but just do a general testing of all of them. I know Josh has done a extensive test a while ago, probably a couple years now, of a bunch of wire antennas. I've got a couple of the same ones he has, but I want to try them against a bunch of the other ones I have. We'll just do a full comparison. I would do a SWR sweep of them. I'll make sure that they are resonant like where it's supposed to be, because a couple of them might not be fully trimmed. So first we'll do probably an SWR sweep once I get it in the air. And that way I can compare all of them and see how resonant they are. I know SWR isn't the best test of an antenna, but it's the easiest one I can do right now. And then I'll throw them on whisper, and I'll probably do like 5 cycles of whisper per antenna and average out the results. And I'll put a spreadsheet together and we'll compare them all. I'll also include like the weight of these, because the whole focus of this is packable antennas. So I want to find the ones that give me the best bang for my buck. As a packable antenna, I can just throw my bag or throw in a little box with my 705 and get on the air. So without further ado, let's throw some wire in the air. Okay, so I think I've got everyone. Excuse the wind. I got the wind muff on. I don't know how well it's working in this wind though. I didn't expect it to be so windy today, but here's the lineup. I think I've got everyone, although I'm probably forgetting someone because I always forget something. But so we've got the N4 SAB dipole. This is an old antenna. I got this ages ago. It's probably my first antenna I got. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I threw it in here anyway. We got the SlinkTenna from QuirkyQRP. We've got the Chameleon LEFS. That's the like early version when they first came out, so it doesn't have all the wrap on it. We've got K6ARK. I've got his old bespoke tiny antenna. And then I've got the newer 100 water, which isn't going to matter today because I'm running QRP, but I built this from his latest kit. We got the LNR Precision Troll Friendly, another old classic. Then we've got the Coffee Ham Radios, Apollo I think it is. This is the Endfedz half-wave. We've got the radioactive Propagation Pill. This one looks like it's going to be fun. We've got the Tufteln Endfedz half-wave. That's a kit. The Sparkplug, I got that a while ago. And then we've got the KM4 ACK Endfedz half-wave, because you can't go anywhere without the KM4 ACK antenna. That's a kit also. And then of course I got all 3 PackTennas right here. So I got the 901, the Dipole, and the Endfedz half-wave. I don't know if I'm going to do all of them today because I don't think I can guy out the Dipole, but we'll see what we can do. So let's throw these in the air and measure them out. Okay, so I figured I'd start with the biggest first, so I got the Chameleon LEFS up there, and this is the sweep for 40, and I don't have the choke on it, which does help to help make it more resonant in some places. I just forgot to put it on, so here it is on 40, and then 20. Still totally usable, so I'm not going to complain. Tuner on 17, 15. pretty good. 12, you could even use it on 12. It will work on 11. And we get most of 10 meters, so that's pretty good. All this without a tuner. 6 is decent with a tuner. Yeah, I don't know about 2 meters, but there you go. So that's what it looks like with the LEFS. Okay, so here's the setup. We've got a 705 external battery running 10 watts. I've got wirelessly connected to my laptop running Whisper. Whisper! So I'm going to run this a few times and then I'll record what I come up with, and then I'll start making a table with the other antennas so I can compare them all in the end. So this is going to take a while. I'm not going to record all of this. I'll just run through it, and then I'll switch between each antenna and record me talking about the antenna. But I won't bore anyone with the mechanics of actually testing it over Whisper and sitting here and watching. Okay, first one down. Let's try the old school K6ARK Ultra Portable. Might lose this one, it's so tiny. This one plugs right into the side of the radio, and it's got its own little counterpoint that comes off. And all of these I'm trying to set up so it's going north-south, so I'm broadside east-west. Okay, so this one's not a resonant antenna. It's a random wire, so it's gonna look off on here. But here's what the general SWR is on 40, 30, 20, not bad, 17, 15, meh, 12, yep, 11, 10. Gotta get some 10. And there's a resonant point right at the top of 6. So, yep, definitely need a tuner. Okay, once again, let's do some Whisper. Okay, I almost forgot. This antenna needs a tuner. So I went ahead and threw on the Elecraft T1. I built this as the kit ages ago, but works great. Okay, this one I'm actually interested in trying. I don't think I've gotten this on the air before. This is the Sparkplug. So let's throw it up. Okay, it's been a long time since I put a wire on this one, so I'm actually not too bad. So there's 40 meters, no 10 meters, or sorry, 30 meters. 20 meters, pretty good. No 17 without a tuner. 15, not bad. That's usable. 12 needs a tuner. 11. And 10. Not horrible, but needs a tuner. And 6 is way up there. So we're going to go 20. Should be pretty good. I'm going to have to move the radio closer, but hey, everything's wireless, right? This is why the 705 is so cool, because I'm sitting here with it on the ground, just connected to the antenna. I've got it wirelessly connected to my laptop, running Whisper. There we go. Transmitting on Whisper wirelessly. I'm doing this with the WF View. WF View is kind of like the ICOM app. It's wirelessly connected to the radio, and then it creates a virtual COM port, an audio port, or an application creates an audio port that this talks to that I can then share with all the other apps. Do some digital modes. I'll link to the couple walkthroughs on how to get this set up down below, and then I'll link all of these antennas that I can down below so that you can go buy them yourself. Time for another new one. This is the Propagation Pill from radioactive antennas. I haven't tried this one yet either, so let's see how it looks. Okay, so this one is not too bad. It's 169 on 40. Look at that, how flat that is. 30 is 2.5. 20 is 1.3 all the way across just about. That's awesome. 17 is usable. 15. Look at that, 1.14. Jeez. 12, usable. You can even use it on 11. And 10, not bad. It's looks like maybe shorten it a bit, but it's still pretty usable. I'll go with that. And 6, a little wonky, but still usable. Cool. It's a pretty good antenna so far. Let's see how it does on Whisper. All right, this is a new one for me. The Tufteln, I think that's how you say Tufteln, 49 to 1. So I'm pretty sure I cut the wire the right length on this. Guess we'll find out. All right, for the Tufteln, I guess I didn't do too bad. 40, 30 is not usable. No surprise. 20, hell yeah. I like that. 17, meh. 15, woo, look at that. 12, 11, drain. So that's 10 meters. Cool. And 6. So while I have this antenna up, I'm going to reuse the wire from it because there's a banana connector on the end of it. It's already cut the length, so I can try it with this one. This is the K6ARK 100 water. It's not the name of it. I forgot the name of it totally off my head, but we'll plug this one in while the wire's still up and see how this one does. All right, for the K6ARK 100 watt antenna, this one looks like I might need to do some work. It's a little off. 20 is not horrible. Looks like this wire might be a little long for it, so I'll have to adjust it later. But I'll throw a tuner on it just so the radio is happy. Yeah. 6 isn't good. So let's see, what was 20? Yeah, I guess we could get away with not using a tuner for Whisper, but that's right where it goes to 2.0. All right, let's give it a shot. Okay, so let's try the multi-banded Endfedz half wave of the K6ARK antenna. All right, here's another one. It's been a while since I trimmed, but looks like I got it pretty good. That'd be a tad short in some, but 40 is perfect, so I'm not going to complain. Ooh, that's a good 10. And 6. So go back up to 20. Nah, it's a bit short on 20. But man, 40 doesn't get any better than that. Jeez. Coffee and ham radio, Apollo. It's getting cloudy and some rain might be on the way, so I'm gonna have to cut it short, which is fine because I think I'm just gonna miss the dipoles. So I'll try to get those later. But let's get this one in the air. Okay, so here's 40. 20. A little short for 20. Horrible on 10. Depends on when you want to go on 6. Should be okay on 20. Looks like it's a tad long on 40, so I could probably shorten it and that'll bring the other bands in, but we'll do that later. Good enough for now. Okay, I'm gonna have to call it quits for the day. I got all the Endfedz and long wires done. The dipoles I'm probably gonna do later. It's getting cold and a bunch of hunters are rolling in, so I don't want to make too much noise anymore. And it's just about time to get home. So, results look pretty good. I'm actually pretty surprised by the coffee and ham radio antenna. That last check I did on Whisper showed some pretty impressive results. So, we'll get back to the shack and go over the results and see what they look like.
3 days later.
Okay, it's been a few days and we finally got another nice day. So let's go ahead and finish doing some of these antenna tests. Okay, next up is the LNR Precision trail friendly. This one is 10-20-40 QRP. This one is the old version, the original. I don't think LNR makes them anymore, but I could be wrong about that. I think another company has them, but this is the OG one, so let's give it a try. All right, so the first PackTenna we're going to do is the 9-1. This is KDMRD's all-time favorite. So let's throw this one up and see what it looks like. All right, so this is a 9-1. It shouldn't be resonant on anything, but we can at least see what it looks like when we first start out. So we'll need a tuner. Not bad on 12. Not bad on 10. Covers all of it. Cool. All right. Let's throw it on Whisper. All right. Now for one of my first or second all-time favorites. It's close between this and the Dipole, but this is the PackTenna EFHW. So it's going to be a close first second. The PackTenna EFHW. I say between first and second because it's a toss up between the Dipole. It just depends on the situation and the park and the conditions. But the PackTenna Dipole and EFHW, my two top favorites. So let's throw this one up and see how it does. Like I said, the PackTenna EFHW and the PackTenna Dipole are my two top go-tos. Depends on, like I said, the conditions and the park and all that, how much space I have. I will make a note that the PackTenna is set up as a link dipole. I'll link to KMRD's video on how to turn into a link dipole, or not linked dipole, linked EFHW. So you can extend it from 20 up to 40 or any other bands. Mine is currently unlinked, so it's at 20 meters right now. So that's what I did all the tests on. Like all of these I'm doing on 20 meters just because it's faster. So now let's get into the fun of dipoles, starting with PackTenna dipole. I will say that my dipole is also set up as a link dipole. I think it comes like this actually. I have the links, the actual link kit from PackTenna, so it goes from 20 to 40, and I highly recommend you get that also with this. So these, I can't say enough good things about these. These are fiberglass electric fence posts. I got these from Tractor Supply, and these are a lot better than those crappy square ones. Because those square ones, like I've said before, they only have a metal pin on the bottom that only goes up so far, and the rest of it's plastic. And so it gets all bent real easily, and they can break if you flex them hard enough. These are super rigid, and I've used these constantly and left them in the elements and everything, and they still hold up well. And they got plenty of attachment points on them, unlike some of the other ones. But I do not like those square ones. Those are garbage. Don't get those. These are way better, and they're like $1 more. And I'm talking like $3 or $4 each. So I have like 6 of these. So all right, now for the oddball of the group, SlinkTenna. It's from a buddy James over at QuirkyQRP. It's a Slinky. It's actually a 9-to-1 in here, so I'll need a tuner. But it's been a while since I used this one. It's fairly compact, so it's not going to get very high up here. He says you could use it just hanging it around your fence. My fence isn't tall enough to do that, but that's what he says. It comes with some accoutrement, so you can guide out and then it's got some hooks that hang in the middle to help keep everything suspended instead of sagging. So ignore the train, but let's go ahead and get it hung up and see how it works. I think it's supposed to go a little further than that. I don't have high hopes for this, but I'll pull up a little higher and we'll just see what happens. I think I've used this once, and the whole time I got it 3 years ago, I think. Uh, he says it works, so we'll give it a shot. So this is a 9-to-1, so I don't expect anything to be resonant. Just a little short on 40. Hey, you can use it on 12 and 11. A little long for 10. But we'll throw a tuner on it, we'll see what happens. So, James, I'll say that it works. Not exceptionally well. I'm not going to be doing DX with it anytime soon, but it works. All right, for the last antenna, the N9 SAB dipole. I think it's an N9 SAB. I'll fix it below. But this is a 20 meter dipole. I got this ages ago. This was one of my first antennas I got, and he sells these on eBay. And I've had mixed success with this. It's a little odd. I don't know if I got a dud or what, but I'll show you when I do the SWR graph. But yeah, this is, like I said, one of my first antennas. I got this 2018, 2019, somewhere in there after I got licensed, or right when I got licensed. And Tony was a big fan of these. Everybody remembers Tony, don't they? Pepperidge Farm remembers Tony. But he was a big fan of these. Use it all the time. But let's throw it up and see how it looks. So this is a 20 meter antenna. It's really long. Maybe it's full length. Shit, I don't know. But yeah, let's see. 40 no good. 30 no good. 20. It it's not resonant on 20. Yeah, I don't know. I think ages ago when I got this, I got a dud. It doesn't even like 80. 60? It's eh. But yeah, I bought this off eBay as a 20 meter antenna, 20 meter dipole. I will say that I, would throw it on my roof and use it as a receive antenna, and it worked really well. But that's just a receive antenna. It doesn't care how much wire you put up. But I'm afraid that might be all it's good for, as if it was a resonant antenna. I'll put a tuner on it, and we'll throw some RF through it, see what happens. So that's been all my antenna testing. I think I've done as much damage as I can do for one day. I really wasn't set out to find the best antenna. I just want to get all of my packable antennas together and put them all in the air and put a test on them, get their SWR, see how they perform. I realize that the bands change constantly. That's why I only stuck to 20, but I know 20 can be hit or miss sometimes, and the sun is cooperating and all that kind of stuff. So take all this with a grain of salt, but hopefully showing the results in between each antenna gives you a better idea of how these perform, at least on paper. So you can make your own decision about which packable antenna you might want to invest in. Because some of these are kind of hard to get sometimes. We might not be able to get some of these anymore. I don't know. I'll link to all of them below, the ones that you can get. And yeah, just so no one thinks I'm crazy, this antenna did work with a tuner. This is the N9 SAB, and it comes trimmed, and it's got stuff on the end. So it's not one I need to trim, but it wasn't resonant on 40 or 20, even though I bought it as a 20. Not a big deal. Tuner does all the work for you, so that'll get some people riled up. Anyway, I hope this has been informative for you, and catch you next time. 7-3.